So you're moving forward into your product selection process. Remember, we're still brainstorming, we're still thinking about different products. And this image represents 7 categories out of the 8 that I approved for you to do. And it really represents why I don't like certain categories. For example, number 2, automotive as a category, you are allowed. You can sell automotive things and you're more than welcome to, but you'll be gated or there'll be a restriction on you to sell automotive parts, number 2, for 2 months. And if you have an investment that's ready to go, why would you want to wait 2 months to sell automotive parts? I don't really recommend automotive. Another thing that I'll mention, electronics. I don't recommend electronics because it's hard to find a cheap and reliable supplier. We're trying to find 2 things, reliable and cheap, so we can be competitive in the market. So I don't recommend 6. You get a lot of returns as well. Electronics don't really work out too well. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is number 10, toys and games. And I wanted to show you this website that spells out why I don't like toys and games. I don't know if you remember the fidget spinner. Fidget spinner is like a little thing that you just twirl around. It's supposed to take away your anxiety, but I think it was like disproven or something. It was really popular in 2017. Now nobody does it. Now, how do I know this? I search on Google Trends. Google, I'll tell you a little bit of a history lesson. Google was born in the 90s, and Google actually organized its information alphabetically once upon a time. And then from 2004 and on, they had a lot of added benefits, just like Google Trends. You can see information on Google Trends for what people are searching for on Google from 2004 and on, because that's when Google really started keeping information, doing their record keeping. I'll show you. Let me put here fidget spinner. And I am based out of Puerto Rico, but I don't want to look at Puerto Rico. I want to look at the United States because that's where I'm selling. We're selling in the United States market. There are plenty of Amazon markets. And look, United States past 12 months, they don't really tell us much with the fidget spinner. But when we go to select the date range, we're able to select 2004 to the present. We can't go further back than that. Why? Because Google began keeping this information in 2004. So let's click on 2004 to the present and look at that. So see this huge jump in interest, huge, massive. And then all of a sudden it went down. Now, if you're familiar with the private label process, you'll know that when you order items from your supplier in China, it takes about 2 to 3 months to actually receive that product. So let's say you are into this fidget spinner idea. You think it's a great idea. It's rising. It's April 2017, and you call your supplier. You tell your supplier, give me 2,000 units. I need a lot of units because this is selling like hotcakes. Then 3 months go by, April, May, June, July. Now you're in July 2017. All of a sudden, there's just no interest. The interest is gone. The interest is dead. You're now stuck with 2,000 units of a fidget spinner that you ordered with your supplier, and now you can't move it. Now it's dead inventory, and now you have to wait a really, really long time to see that money back. So be careful with trends. That's what toys normally are. Think about it. A kid buys a game, plays it for like 15 minutes, and then throws it away, right? That's exactly what trends are. And Google Trends, it's an excellent way to spot a trend and to not fall victim to that whole idea. Now, if you're looking at, let's say, a foldable clipboard, now foldable clipboards, it's not that easy to tell that this is patented, but you'll find some pictures look weird or similar. Now, for example, these pictures look kind of similar, and it might weird you out. It might be like, hey, why are all these so similar? But you might look at the numbers and say, hey, foldable clipboards are good. But if you have this kind of feeling that it's patented, you can check out if it's patented. You can go to googlepatents.com or patents.google.com. Google loves to organize their URL that way. So patents.google.com, you can type in the actual product here. I'm going to type in foldable clipboard. And it appears here, and as you can see here, it was published 2017. Now, patents last 20 years. So this product is still patented. So therefore, there's a reason why all of these products look alike because it's patented. So if there are different sellers, they have authorization. Be careful selling patented products. Protect yourself from anything that you might get sued for. And lastly, if you think that's not enough, there's a website on Amazon, Seller Central, that's called what's up? There's a section. It's not called this, but there's a section called restricted products. And with restricted products, you can see exactly what you cannot sell. Most of these are pretty obvious, like alcohol. But for dietary supplements, you can sell dietary supplements, but there's like a restriction. You get gated, so you need to be ungated to sell dietary supplements. And let's see, tobacco, obviously can't sell tobacco. And yeah, so like explosives, you can't sell drugs, you can't sell explosives. There's a lot of things that you cannot sell. Just make sure you're well acquainted with this page. Or if not, you can ask one of us. You can contact us and let us know. Be like, hey, is this restricted? I'll tell you some stories. I have had students that have tried doing a Chinese lantern, and the Chinese floating lantern, it's pretty popular. But the Chinese floating lantern was recently added as a restricted product, and I have a student who ordered like 700 units of a Chinese floating lantern. All of a sudden, it got restricted, and that person had to just eliminate their entire inventory, and they had a total loss on their inventory because it ended up being a restricted product. So protect yourself from any losses. Make sure you analyze these restricted products to know what you cannot do, what you cannot sell on Amazon.com.